Good morning, Rebels. Today we are talking about bucket lists, crazy or otherwise, and Lucienne and I are going to share all the things we'd like to do before we die.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
I don't know if I have a bucket list of crazy so much as I have a huge bucket list of things I want to do and can only claim some of them in the name of research. One is I want to go on a balloon ride. I've never been on a balloon ride. A few years ago, we were going to go to Egypt and ended up opting for a different trip instead. But they had this balloon ride over Luxor that just sounded amazing and like the adventure of a lifetime. So that's what I would like to do. I'd love to go on a balloon ride, but not here in Florida where everything is flat and not exactly featureless, but I would love to go somewhere with huge monuments and gorgeous and sunset or sunrise. I just would love it.
Okay, so I guess I'll be the one that does the more sort of outlandish ones maybe, or crazy, or stuff that I have no control over. But one of the things that's on my bucket list is that I would love for one day one of my books to become a movie. And okay, not a B movie, not the like screamer, don't recognize anybody in the cast kind of movies, but like a big one in a theater kind of movie. I know, like aim small, right? But anyway, that's on my bucket list for sure. Something that I'm working towards someday. So who knows if I'll actually attain it. I'm going to try though.
More travel. I want to take that trip to Egypt I didn't take. I want to go to Ireland and Austria and Japan and China. I just don't want to be on a flight for that long. I'd like somebody to build a teleporter, please. There's my bucket list of crazy. Please build a teleporter. I might not be in the first test group, but I will be there early on, I promise. Or better yet, if you're an X-Man, you don't have to reveal yourself to the world. Just, pop in, grab me, take me off somewhere exotic, and that would be great. I'll keep your secret. I'm good. I can do that.
Okay, so travel would be on my bucket list for sure, but I'm going to go with all kinds of different things for this list this time. So, my second item that I would like to do on my bucket list is meet Stephen King. I've talked about this before, so anybody who's seen me anywhere or heard me talk knows he's my favorite author. Since I was 13 and sneaking into the middle school library to read his short stories, I've wanted to meet the man since then. Mainly to pick his brain. I think he's amazing. He's a great storyteller, and he knows how to scare people like nobody's business. So I'd like to just kind of, hear what he has to say and kind of just, sit and take it all in, I guess. Don't know that will ever happen. I do live in Florida. You never know. Maybe one of these times I'll go hang out at the Waffle House and see if he shows up in Sarasota. But so far I haven't done that, mainly because I have a life, a job, and kids. But I'm thinking about it someday.
I want to see the site of an exploding volcano. I know it's dangerous. I know it's crazy. I want to be there. We were in Volcano National Park a few years ago, and there were really no hot spots that you could get to from the road. We were so disappointed. We did end up going on a helicopter tour over Volcano National Park so we could see some of the few hot spots that you couldn't actually hike to or get to, but they were just little spots of red, and I guess I was looking for flowing lava and spewing ash, and I know it's bad for wherever you are. It's bad for the people there. It's bad for everything. I just think it's amazing, though, the energy of the earth and all of that. And it's something that, again, we're talking crazy bucket list that I would like to experience.
All right, so third thing on my bucket list is to run a half marathon again. No, I didn't say marathon because I already know my limits, and half is probably all I can manage. I did one a long time ago, and after having kids and everything else, I want to do like a whole Rockies comeback and run another half marathon, and hopefully do it a lot lighter than I am right now, which means putting down the cupcakes, and that, my friends, is pretty hard for me to do. So maybe within the next 5 years I'll manage to do that, but that is definitely something I would like to do. Probably the Disney half marathon, maybe a different one, maybe one of the rock and roll marathons. Or possibly a zombie run, because I have a feeling if I do a zombie run, I will run as fast as I've ever run. Because for whatever reason, I start thinking they're real. I know they're not, but my brain does not make the differentiation or whatever. And next thing you know, I'll be running and screaming through the fields like, "Wah!" So one of those runs I'm going to do.
Air is not my element. Until a few years ago, I wouldn't even do coasters. They scare the bejeebers out of me. I pray the whole time that we're going. And I've come to like them so that I could do them with my husband and son. But basically heights and all of that, not my forte, and yet I keep getting drawn to the idea of doing crazy things like skydiving or hand gliding or any of those things. I mean, the closest I've come, and this is not close at all, is parasailing, where you're up behind a boat with a big parachute with the wind in your sails, and it's wonderful, but it is not nearly the same as just jumping out of a plane.
Okay, so for my fourth bucket list item, I'm going to have to echo Lucienne a little bit here with the skydiving. However, I have a caveat for that. I need to be sure that I live to be old, because I'm telling you right now that I will do the skydiving someday. It's on my list and it's going to happen, but I'm not going to attempt it until I'm at least, I don't know, 85. I'm going to pull a total George Bush. And mainly because if I go splat, I want to make sure I had as much of a full life as possible. So scratch that, not even 85. Let's go for like 96. I'll skydive when I'm about 96. I can do one of those piggyback things, have some younger person who's a little bit more robust at that point, sort of like piggyback me to the ground so their legs are the ones that land, because I'm sure by then my bones will be, chalky. But anyway, I want to do that. I want to skydive. I'm just going to wait until the risk to my actual longevity of life is minimal.
So there's our bucket list of crazy. We'd love to hear your bucket list of crazy. Give us some ideas we haven't even thought of yet, because we're young. We've got a lot of time to live our bucket list, and I think we want to live it all.